This is Dennis Gage. Thanks for watching Drivin Ivan.
Drivin Ivan here, and this is an epic day because I'm going to review an icon, an absolute automotive icon, and I haven't reviewed one yet. It's crazy. My family had everybody had these. My friends had them. You know it. It's a Volkswagen Beetle. It is as cool as it can be, and I'm going to drive it. I'm going to review it. So smash that like button to subscribe. Check out the links below. Buy me a coffee if you like the content. But here we go on this 1979 Volkswagen Beetle. Look at her. Ain't she beautiful? I'm assuming it's a her because, you know, back in the day, if you saw one of these, I swear, there would be a pretty girl driving it. I mean, it's just in growing up in where I grew up near the DC, in the DC area, just... yes, shout out to all the pretty girls that drove these, friends of mine, and I'll tell some hilarious stories while I'm driving it. Everybody has a story about these. One of my good friends, shout out to you, Mickey, had a pink Volkswagen Beetle, and we had some fun in that. And it's just, who doesn't love the Volkswagen Beetle? Of course, it comes from way back in the day, and you know the story, Ferdinand Porsche, and he designed it for... to be the people's car in Germany and all that sort of thing. And they were made up until not too long ago in Mexico even. They continued building them in Mexico. So these things have been made forever, but just total icons, and then, you know, replaced by the new Beetle, which I have reviewed, of course. You could search Drivin Ivan in any car, especially Volkswagen, including my Jetta pickup truck. That's a cool one. But yeah, look at this shape. Just stunning. And apparently they only made the convertibles in 77, 78, 79, I think maybe back in the day. My aunt had one of these, and hers was the last year of the round window in the back, which is 1957. So after that, they went square. But, I mean, it's a car you just have to look at it and smile. It's an icon, like I said. It's, you know, Herbie the Love Bug, number 53, falls in love with a Lancia Monte Carlo Scorpion. What a classic love story that was. You know, I mean, it's iconic in movies. It's iconic in people's lives. If you're, you know, I'm a Gen X. So anyway, I could talk all day about its beautiful shape, but I know you love it. And if you don't, let me know why in the comments. But anyway, here is the interior. This is the Wolfsburg edition. It's triple white, white top too. The tonneau cover here is awesome. Look at these seats. They're springy. They're springy seats. Boing, boing, boing. Look at that. 4-speed. And it even has a little graph for you so that you know how to operate it. See, right there. Just simple gauges. You got your speedometer. You got your clock. You got your radio there. A little bit of fancy wood on the dashing. Look at that. Ooh, that is fancy. A real glove box. A real handbrake. 3 pedals. They had a semi-automatic, the Sportomatic. I'll tell you a story about that. It's kind of funny, but I'll do that later when I'm driving it. Wow. I guess it's time to check out the storage. Well, besides the back seats, of course. Seating for 5. Trust me, we piled these up and went to lunch with them in high school. Woohoo, 79 bug. Okay, opening up the trunk here. Look at it. Just what a lovable trunk. And, you know, just like the Porsche 911, nothing in front. By the way, yesterday I reviewed probably the mic drop of Porsche 911s. I reviewed the flat bow slant nose Porsche 911 factory. Lately, I've reviewed the roof BTR 87 and also another Widowmaker 930 with the roof parts. But plenty of Porsche reviews out there and Volkswagen reviews. Volkswagen flew me out to review the Jetta in 2010 out to San Francisco when they gave you great for the price of good. And I actually just reviewed the new 2026 Jetta too. But look at this. Look at these headlights. This is run off the spare tire. That's pretty darn cool. And just, you know, oh so basic, air-cooled, just like your classic 911s. Want to know what I paid for my air-cooled Porsche 911? Search Drivin Ivan. I bought the cheapest Porsche 911. But anyway, look at that. Plenty of room for storage and just a lovable shape there. And like I said, it's an icon. All right, there it is. 1.6 liter, I believe. 49 horsepower, 73 pound-feet of torque. Pretty torquey. Not too dissimilar from, you know, your Porsche 914 engine or something like that. Definitely search for my 914. That's a wild car, but top speed About 80, 82 miles an hour. 0 to 60 in half an afternoon, 16 seconds or so. But it's not about that. It's about more than that. All right, I'm gonna hop in and drive it. Here we go. Okay, just like when I was on the Nürburgring, hard right here. You know, you're not really getting that speed in the Beetle. What you are getting really is a time machine for me. I have so many memories in this car. Like I said, our family business had one. It was the Sportomatic, and I have a hilarious Sportomatic story in the Beetle. Me and my friends, my friend had a kind of yellowish, white yellow sort of color, and the car was so slow. We were going through a neighborhood, and there was a realtor lady in a Jag, and she was slowing down trying to find a house, and we were going up this hill, and we're like, come on man, pass her. And I mean, it literally took us like 30 seconds to pass a creeping Jag up a hill who was trying to find an address. Like, no power whatsoever. This Volkswagen Super Beetle here is actually, 73 pound-feet of torque is pretty good. 50 horsepower is not a lot, but I have that story of mine is 60 horsepower better than 600, and I say yes. And cars like my Austin Ely Sprite, and you can do a lot with this much horsepower. Fuel economy, in case you're interested, was 21 in the city and 30 on the highway, so you get about 25 overall. That's not so bad. I'm sure maybe the early ones probably did a little better, but a day like this, sunny, top down, that's the Volkswagen Beetle formula, and it's just, this is an absolute time machine. So many people had one of these. Like I said, a lot of pretty girls drove these, or a Carbon Ghia, or I remember a friend of mine had a Thing, Volkswagen Thing, which was kind of a crazy Jeep-looking vehicle, but these cars were made for reliability. The engine's over the rear wheels are the driving wheels, and you just got tons of grip. And it's a car that when you're in it and you're looking over the hood, you're in it. I mean, it's a car whose shape is just absolutely iconic. It's just a beautiful car, and like I said, anybody who's my age, Gen X, you definitely have memories of this car. This is really, really thrilling for me because it just does take you back to time. Now, brakes are pretty much non-existent. The owner's laughing. The first time I press the brake, they go all the way to the floor, and then they kind of work. But 4 speeds is all you need. Yesterday in the Porsche Turbo, the slant nose, they only have 4 speeds too. It's used a little bit differently than that. You'll see a little bit of different speed in that video. But this is this is such a daily drivable classic. I think you guys should look into this. Everybody loves them. They're easy to work on. And that's the thing that gets me about Porsches. It's like, oh, they're so expensive to work on. They should not be. They're glorified Volkswagens. This is crazy. All the mechanics out there are cheating you. And I own a 911. I have for 20 years. I also have a 996. I love the Porsches. I love the Porsche 911s. I love Volkswagens. They're great cars. German cars, like Porsches, to me, are designed to drive to the track, drive on the track, and then drive home. They're just very, very well-engineered cars. And, these came on the scene in the 40s, I would say. Late 30s, honestly. I saw, actually, the prototype of one of these at, I believe it was Moda, Miami. It was one of the very early cars that a gentleman had there. So, from the late 30s, pre-war to... like I said, my aunt's 1957 round-windowed version. Absolute stunning cars, icons. They make the new Beetle, as I said, but it's got the look, but it's a little different than this one, so to speak. They kind of echoed Henry Ford's mass production with this car, and that became sort of the way to produce a car cheaply for the masses. Hence, Volkswagen, the people's car, and the Beetle. So many stories. Everybody had one of these. I remember even going camping in my uncle's camper. But air-cooled, simplicity of design, absolutely reliable, absolutely easy to work on, and absolutely, in this case, beautiful and very fun to drive too. and I'm just having a ball in this. So there you go, the iconic Volkswagen Beetle, in this case the 1979 Super Beetle. I do thank you so much for watching. I am absolutely loving this on this sunny day here. The Wolfsburg edition. I love cars with white seats, like my Porsche 911, like my Austin Healey Sprite white and blue seats, and my 635 CSI BMW. Do check out all my videos, my music videos. Just search Ivan Katz, drums, bass, guitar. You'll see me. All my original music videos, like By and By I just did, I'll Never Tell. Free Your Mind has a lot of my car collection in it. That was my COVID project. Beatles in London and Liverpool. Speaking of the Beatles, I see a real Beetle in that video. U2 in Dublin, Jimi Hendrix's Life and Death in Paris. I'm sorry, that was Jimi Hendrix's Life and Death and Lady Friends in London. Jim Morrison's Life and Death in Paris. And what else? The Boston House in Boston, Tom Schultz. This is a great place to see bands if you ever want to in Leesburg. Tally-ho, downtown Leesburg here. But yeah, wow, that pedal goes way to the ground.
Yeah. Ready? First?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and yeah, shifts well, simple to drive. A lot of people learn to drive for the first time on these, and oh, it's a little classic car show today. There is actually a classic car show today going on for Father's Day at the Sully Plantation. I'm gonna head over there and cover that. So search Ivan Katz and any car show from the Peterson Automotive Museum in LA to Auto World in Brussels, Belgium. And do check out my laps on the Nürburgring as well. And with any luck, we will very shortly drive by a car I used to own. No, we're going the other way. A Crosley CC is on display down here, and I used to own that car, actually. But I'm glad I don't. It's too old for me, 1948 and a half. Anyway, there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I am producer Ivan Katz, aka Drivin Ivan. Beautiful street here. Can we see the Primrose MG? Where's my Primrose MG? B. GT.
Stop sign.
Yes, I know.
Right.
There it is. There's my beautiful Primrose MGB GT. I love that thing.
Yeah.
That is the proper color, everyone. I have a separate video on this somewhere. Thanks for watching. Plus, I review a V8 version. Again, bye now. I'm Drivin Ivan.